We're back, people, and today we're bringing a film on Robert Jones, Miami Dolphins left guard versus New England. He had definitely had his best game of the season by far. Like, after a really slow start, and was probably the worst starter on both sides of the ball at left guard. Like, was playing really poor football. He came out and had a strong game. Really didn't have any like big negative plays. And if he can play to this level, or at least be like a little more serviceable, and then like Liam can play better than he did versus New England, you're going to have, I think a much more competent offensive line, because those are kind of your weak points right now, and Jones has been your biggest one. But he's gotten out there, he was run blocking well, he was in pass protection well, not giving up hurries, not giving up sacks, didn't give any pressures. He did his job for the most part in the running game, like with cutoffs, things like that. So that was like really nice to see. This is kind of why I wasn't on like the bench Robert Jones train, mainly because there's not really any options behind him, and I know like from the past, at least Jones is showing something, positive before this season. So I knew like he was at least capable of it. I didn't think, Cotton was really capable of having a game like this. So this is nice to see out of Jones. If him and Eichenberg can play their better games at the same time, it will help out the offensive line a lot, because I think Armstead's been elite. I think Brewer's been playing pretty good ball as well at center. Jackson has had his struggle in pass protection, but he's definitely going to go out there and run block pretty well for you. And I think this was the game for Jones, because Jones has always been much better as a run blocker. I think in run heavy, especially with gap scheme stuff, and the Dolphins committed more to that. And I think it helped show off his strength, and then maybe, it built off of that and helped him do well in pass protection, because he had a really solid game in pass protection. But here, climbing to the second level, I think having Armstead back also helps him. When he has Armstead next to him, it just makes life easier, helped on combos. Teron is playing elite football. I think PFF has him rated as the #1 tackle, which is, I could definitely see that. Like, he's playing such good ball. But look at Jones climb to second level, cut people off, like, find this cutback lane. Look at him turn, get his body across, use the lower body to torque this guy out of the way and get your hips in a position that now Jalen Wright can find this cutback lane and work off the top of it. It's just really impressed to do this. It makes it easier on Jones when he can just instantly climb to the second level. Like, he's uncovered here, so he doesn't have to help on the double team. And then Brewer and Armstead are just getting their one-on-ones instantly, and just gets really well executed up front from them. And then here's Jones just getting laterally. Good help from Armstead here, working this double team. They work this double team. Armstead does an amazing job helping Robert Jones cut this off, but like, that's what I'm saying. When Armstead's next to Jones, they can work so much better in tandem. Now on that outside zone, boom, just gives Jalen Wright such a great hole to work with there. And Jones literally blocking this guy that it almost goes off the screen. It ends up being executed so well. But he uses that backside hand to drag hand here. This time he doesn't just immediately climb. He at least uses the backside hand to drag, but he's climbing up fast. And I like doing this because I think it makes the life easier for the guards when they don't have to like double team and climb. It's especially for this, offense right here. The guards, I think, with the fronts New England's with coming out in, it made it easier for them to execute that. And then it just puts a little more pressure on your tackles to win. But I have more faith in the tackles in the on this team than the guards. So allowing him to just climb, cut off this safety very quick. Like, he gets wide with his hands there. Like, he obviously gives him a little bit of a hug initially, but he doesn't like make an obvious hold. Resets, and now he's just cutting him off. Like, say this is like hit up a little bit better, like blocked a little bit better on the front side. Like, the cutback lanes would have been huge here, but Jones just executes. Was looking better in space in this game because he's not the most athletic. In pass protection, I thought he made smart plays. I thought he was in the right spot a lot of the time, like when they slid protections. Like here, they are sliding their protection to the right, and usually, sometimes left guards could get confused here when this guy blitzes, but the running back picks him up. He finds that guy that was head up over the center. The center keeps sliding to help out the right guard. Jones is now one-on-one with the, nose right there, and he just holds it up pretty nicely. Just a lot of really good execution. Even on pulls, this play I broke down a lot in some of the other videos with Ingold and stuff, and how they froze this guy with the fake blocks, but then Jones is able to really take him out of the play. Just really good execution and run design there for McDaniel. But Jones, I think, feels a little more comfortable when pulling instead of like maybe the outside zone stuff. Able to, take that guy out of the play, help create some big holes. I thought pass protection just looked a lot cleaner. I think his hands and, technique were just overall better in this game. It's something I don't think is ever going to be like a big strength of his, but like, he was at least, going out there. He's using that right hand. I like that. He's at least showing, like, hey, right hand here is your drag hand. If this guy works to the inside, you can help Brewer. At least to your right side hand. He doesn't. He identifies, the defensive tackle. Everyone's getting picked up very nicely here. Boom. Get hands on. Take this away. The other guy is delayed blitzing, but Jones is able to stall that pretty quickly, show off some power, and, shock in your hands to slow that down. This one's gets cut back very quickly, but say it gets, like, hit up through here. It's like, it's outside zone, but Moster just sees the hole open up instantly. But the way Jones is able to climb and cut off from the backside of these runs on the linebackers was really impressive in this game. Like, his hips get across here. Like, obviously this gets kind of, muddied up front, so Moster just finds, like, an even farther cutback lane. So he's not, like, working off the back of Jones or anything, but, like, you just, like, look at the process of the play. The drag hand to help Armstead cut off, and then Jones climbing to cut off the linebacker. Just really impressed, I think, with those plays, especially because I don't think those are Robert Jones's biggest strengths and something he does very, very often. It was nice to see it happen on a consistent basis. I think seeing a lot of these, like, eagle kind of oaky fronts that New England was running, where they have, like, a head up nose, and then a lot of the times the 4 eyes. Here they have them as 3 techs, or even, the 5 techs. I think it helped make life easier. I just liked how active Jones was in pass protection. They do the slide pull across. He gets engaged very quickly. He blocks it up. Once he feels Armstead start to take that guy and this guy loop around, he is able to pull off of it. Like, this is an impressive play. Sometimes you just got to make an athletic football play and just go purely off instincts, because, like, he's blocking this guy one-on-one. Like, they're making this easy for him. Get engaged quickly. This is, like, the play action where they, aggressively set. Just makes life easier on the O-line, but, like, for him to feel this, feel that Armstead is coming over to help his block, and this guy's kind of starting to, like, loop around. He's able to come off of it, and it was, like, super late, not like your typical twister stunt. To feel that and then get that block on that guy, pretty impressed there from Robert Jones. Climbing to the next level, Dolphins running more of the, power here. For him to go from left guard, find, the weak side backer. Very, very impressed. It doesn't get blocked up perfectly. They have, a free guy there in the hole to fill it. But Jones is able to cut that guy off very, very nicely. Definitely think feels more comfortable when climbing to the next level on these types of plays. You can see how effortlessly he does it, and takes great angles at the point of attack. If this just gets blocked up a little bit better here, and, like, say he's able to get to the next level, Jones is in the perfect position. So Robert was executing. You got to give him credit for that. The aggressive sets and pass protection makes life so easy. I mean, look at Jones is just in that guy's face instantly, because they're, like, sliding to the left here, and Jones is just on his guy. Even tries to, take him down the field. I like how aggressive and, using his hands. I think that just fits his play style a little bit more. Another aggressive set off the play action. This is what the Dolphins love to do. This is why I think the Dolphins, usually say, like, they're not as worried about the O-line as, maybe the fan base is because of this scheme. And the scheme makes life, like, if some of these players had to play, like, in other schemes and, like, play true, pass sets all the time, like, way more than they do in Miami, they would probably look much worse. But when they're able to get, like, these easier looks, like, look how engaged they are. The D-line is slowed down from the play action. With, the offensive line's first step being sort of forward. They even, are keying run potentially. But Jones just gets engaged. Everyone's engaged and blocking this up super well. Like, no one even gets close to Huntley, like, across the board. That's, the execution that you like to see there. But I just, thought Jones was aggressive. I thought, he used his hands. He didn't overextend. The thing is Jones has played aggressive in some of the other games, but he was overextending. But here he's bending his knees. He's not, getting over the top with his chest, and that was a problem, I think, in the past games for him, was getting over the top with his chest. Losing it himself, and guys just using his own momentum against him, leverage, pulling him to the ground very quickly. This time, this guy tries to work around him, and Jones just finishes him to the ground. Those are the type of executions that you want to see. When you get aggressive set, you stay, better feet, good base there, bending at the knees, good hands, able to reset, get them inside the chest. Like, this is just clean technique across the board to get engaged quickly. And, like, they slide protection away from him here, like, slide protection to the right, so he doesn't have any help. He's one-on-one with 95, and he's just in a good spot. Ball's coming out quickly, but even if he was holding on to it for a while, like, when 95 tries to swim over here, Jones was able to redirect and get back in the way very, very quickly. And save that ball wasn't coming out quick. Jones was in the correct spot. I think he was seeing the game pretty well. This guy crosses his face. He knows he has help to the inside with Brewer. Feels that. Boom. Go look at the outside to help Armstead. Try to throw your body on someone else. Get aggressive. I at least like the aggressive mindset that Jones was attempting to play with this game, because I do think he was the weakest link, just probably across the starters on both sides of the ball, but definitely on the O-line throughout the first 4 games. But this game, I thought he was very, very solid. Definitely, if he can build off of that, I'm not saying he needs to play like this every single game. It's not something I'm expecting, but if he can play at a more serviceable level where he's not getting absolutely smoked, just making smart plays, like look at them, sliding this to the right. They get, 55 on the right tackle, 99 here, big on bigs. They're playing, BOB, which is big on bigs, and then a back on a backer, just across the board. And then Jones finds the late looper. This is somewhere he kind of struggled last week, because when he saw the 3-on-3 here, and he kind of just went over to help to this side. This time he feels like, hey, this guy can loop around, and I got to be able to take it. And look how aggressive he is to find, I believe that's Keon White, who's one of their, definitely their best defensive linemen. He's able to find him so quickly, and just look how aggressive he is down here. Like, this pocket's created, and Jones is up there looking like he's the center, like, without it end up playing out. But just pretty impressed overall with what Robert Jones is bringing to the table. Look at him cut off on outside zone. This is a 4 technique, guy straight up, head up with the tackle, and he's able to get off the ball here, get some help from Armstead, but then look at him get his hips across and instantly reach block 99. Like, that's, the guy gets caught up and tripped up a little bit but for, the left guard to win that quickly on that rep, very, very nice, especially for those types of, plays. And Jones was winning his one-on-ones, even in, like these are true pass sets right here. The Dolphins don't do this a ton, but when they do, this is why you just got to see your guy win a few reps a game in a true pass set. It's way less than other teams do it, but the Dolphins go here, true pass set. Robert Jones being left on an island one-on-one because they like to slide to the right a lot and help out the right guard. Jones gets one-on-one with 95 there. It's a very, very quick pass, but as you can see, Jones is at least in a good position. He's not getting absolutely destroyed off the ball quickly. He's playing with better technique. He's still, it's not perfect there. Like, he's a little over the top. Could play with better knee bend, not waist bending so much, but just way more things to like from this game from Robert Jones, which is huge, because we know from the past Robert Jones can be a serviceable player. He was for many years, especially like better than what people expected. But for these first 4 games, he was really, really struggling. So him stepping up could potentially be huge for the O-line, being able to run block, because the drive they scored on, because Liam, this was probably Eichenberg's worst game of the season. I know people, love to hate on Eichenberg, but he's actually playing pretty serviceable before that. But then the touchdown drive, that was Eichenberg's best drive by far. So, when the O-line is playing together like that, everyone, kind of just executing, doing their job, not everyone needing to play at a high level, maybe a couple of them playing high level, everyone else playing serviceable, they can really start to cook, especially, I think, as a running, in the running game specifically. Because the passing game, I think, they do a lot to, manufacture help for these guys and make life easier for them. But when the running game is, cooking and they're able to actually, do their jobs, execute, not, it's not super easy for every single player, that's when this offense can really start cooking. So if you usually make sure, subscribe,